photos today from my mother's birthday, and normally I would be looking at these and thinking this is a garden themed page because we went to a garden center. She wanted this topiary thing with all the, the different limbs to it, to replace one that she had that was too large. And this was pretty good size, isn't it? Because you can see it fitted into our van there. So there was a lot of discussion about what tree to get with her and my husband, and my dad just reset this whole adventure out. I decided, though, rather than doing it in a garden kind of theme, to do something more with my mother's personality. She has this blue shirt on, and she likes either neutrals or bright colors. And I have the Urban Luxe collection, which is about the only thing I have that has real blue in it. But it has some patterns that I think are really her. They're different. They're not, little bitty, dainty, cutesy prints. They're not old-fashioned kind of prints. They're more modern, more fun, and they're just more her. So I think we're going to do some things with this paper. I love this background paper, but I don't know I think so much of it is going to get covered up here. We're going to do a large background, a smaller, almost 8.5 by 11 kind of sheet there, and then we'll have some of the embellishments. I also like this because of the embellishment pack. Where is it? Well, I've got these little sequins. That may be good. There it is. The die cuts, because there's things like shop on here, and have courage, be kind, artsy, rebel, lots of things that are fun and are kind of like my mom's. So we're going to see what we can work out in here. This is almost a two-pager with this many photos and with a lot of stuff that I want to say, but I'm going to start it at least as a one-pager and see how it goes. So first thing that I think that I want to do so I can really lay all this out is to trim these photos down. These are 3x5s that I have printing on 4x6, and I'm going to trim them, and I'm going to leave a little bit of that white border, because especially if I use one of these busier prints in the background, I think I'm going to need that white border around them. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then if I need to, I can just mat this 4x4 on white paper. I know I want to pull this print out with all the leaves. Let's see what else we want to have out here as possible backgrounds, or that large piece that we're going to be cutting. I like the gold. There's another stripe there. So let's just lay the photos out and see what looks good. Now those two papers really go well together. I'm just not sure that I want to cut up that floral. I really like how the photos look on the gold. The gold is in stripes, and that blue has sort of a direction to it, so I don't think that the tone-on-tone one there, or the blue and white one there, look that good together. I like the gold one, and I still like the one with all the leaves. I just may turn it a different direction. There's some pink in it, and I don't really want a pink in my page. She's not a pink person, so I think we'll trim down the gold. I'm just looking through some of the embellishments. I know I want to use some of that bling there, the sequins. This set of stickers came with it, but they were black and gold instead of blue, so I don't know if we'll use those. But I am going to lay out all of these die cuts and just go through them and see which ones, the ones on the left there, are possible ones that we could use based on the color and the shape and wording and stuff. There's one that says, "Here we go," which is just perfect since we have to take home her purchase. And then I have the photo of us doing that. Kind of looking at which one of these. I love the little limb with the leaves on there. I think that's perfect. And the shop one. Now I do need to cut this down. Unfortunately, I did this laid these out on the back of my sketch, so I need to turn the sketch over so I can measure the sheet that I'm going to be cutting. My sketches print at 6 inches, and I'm doing a 12-inch page, so I just doubled the measurement for everything. It was 4 by 5 on the sketch, so I'm going to cut an 8 by 10 sheet of paper here in the gold, and then that'll be a mat for the photos. The photos don't, they hang off of it a little bit, and you see that on the sketch. And at this point I'm looking at that light blue up there in the upper right hand corner, but off camera I turned it one more time and I really liked the dark blue, and that put the pink down in the lower right hand corner and it gets covered up so you don't really see that. I've got 3 embellishment groups, one around what I think is going to be a block of journaling at this point, one at the bottom, and then one up in the upper left near the top photo. Now I've got to find something to put these sequins in, or they'll just go everywhere. So I have a little plastic container that I'm going to put those in, and that's going to be their permanent home. And there's some gold beads that I really like, but they're very, very small, and I don't really want to sew them on. So I've got some other gold rhinestones that I can use, and these are perfect for my mom. They used to sell just a solid gold rhinestone in packs at Hobby Lobby, and they don't have it anymore, but they have these leopard dot ones. And I went through my thickers. I did not have anything that matched this page. I did not have any gold thickers. I have got to get some. Every once in a while I see some in the store, and I can't remember whether I have gold or silver at home. I have silver, but I don't have gold. So I need to get some gold ones. But in the meantime, I'm going to use these pink ones, and I'm going to have to cannibalize some of them. I kind of looked at, I did not have a title in mind when I started with these. I'm thinking, okay, what did the letters that are left here form? I had an S and a T and an E, so I could do some things with them, and I decided to do just pick one because it kind of got to that point with this tree thing. Okay, just pick one. You know, to us they looked very similar. There wasn't a lot of difference, but she could see, you know, the differences in how the limbs looked. The irony is that I can spend forever on a scrapbook page making decisions. So instead of standing out there in the garden center, I do the same thing at home, and I am not a fast decision maker when I shop either. The only reason I get things done shopping is because I've spent time looking online before I ever went to the store to buy anything. So she's actually a much faster decision maker than I am. Okay, I've got some, I've tried some rhinestones there in the little holes in that arrow. I end up using some little brads. I'm going to fill in the tag with some information about the day. And I glue all the stuff down, and you'll see in a minute that I kind of wish I'd done something before I glued it down, and we'll get to that. We're going to scatter out these little blue sequins. I'm going to put those on last, and I'll use a little Tombow adhesive to attach those. What I wish I'd done was put some ink around the edges of things, because I really felt like these needed to pop a little bit more, and they really just needed a navy border. So they're already glued down, so I'm taking a marker and kind of lifting up the edges and going around the edges with the marker, so you don't see that white edge that you get with cardstock cutouts, either cardstock stickers or in this case die cuts. And it helps, and I can't get it everywhere, but I can get that around a lot of the elements. I decided not to use the banners. There wasn't really anything wording-wise in the banners that was that great, but there was some gold twine or string, I guess you'd say. Metallic thread would be a better word for it. I don't have the most luck with metallic thread, but I finally got this on there onto the tag. And then coming up, I'll share with you what I did with the journaling to finish off the page. I've added the journaling and some bling to the page. The journaling I decided to do conversationally because I could kind of remember how this went. And one of the questions we asked my mother is, don't you have one of these already? Yes, but it's gotten too big. And when she's trying to decide which of the topiaries she wants, she says, which one is the prettiest? And we're like, pretty? Because my husband and I like things that bloom. And these are just not something we would probably ever buy. And a lot of time was spent deciding which was the perfect one, which had the right symmetry to it and all that. And then, of course, the big question is how are we going to get this thing home? And so I had to take 2 photos and use Photoshop to piece them together to create this picture of us with the topiary in between everybody traveling home. So it's kind of a fun page. It's all about, you know, the look that is my mom, and so it's a little bit more dramatic than you might have for a typical gardening page. But I had fun using this collection from Basic Gray. So somewhat followed this sketch. I didn't end up putting my journaling in a block. I just did it scattered about. So let's look at some close-ups. Thanks for watching today. You'll find the sketch for this over on my blog, and there are sketchbooks from the past 3 years if you like sketches. They have a lot of other information in there that goes along with the sketch to help you use them with different indexes and suggestions for substitutions and things in using those. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back next time.